We all need to find ways to stretch our crafty budgets, and one way I do that is to use a stamp set or die in many different ways rather than just use it once and store it away. Hello and welcome to Karen's Creative Cards on YouTube. I am Karen Hashik, and in my video series called Stretch Your Supplies, I focus on one stamp set or die and share many different ways to use it. I heard about Pinkfresh Studios Forever in Our Hearts stamp and die set from Jennifer McGuire, and when I read these words on their website, I knew I had to bring the set home. This stamp set was created in honor of and to benefit Leighton's legacy. Leighton, the son of Leah Lawson, who is Pinkfresh Studios marketing director, lived his entire life in the NICU before passing away. Leah experienced firsthand how hard it is to be a parent in the NICU, and this is where Leighton's legacy was born. To honor his memory, Leighton's legacy holds a fundraiser and card event each year. And to help this great cause, Pinkfresh Studios is donating $5 from every sale of this special stamp set to Leighton's legacy. So this is the stamp set. It has a beautiful butterfly and it has many gorgeous sentiments that are perfect for someone who might have lost a child or someone special. My own grandson was born 6 weeks premature and spent about 5 weeks in the NICU, and I know how scary and stressful that can be. We were blessed that he is healthy and big and strong, but I remember those days very well. So this is a stamp set and a die from Pinkfresh Studios, and I got this a while ago and I decided to have a play with it and come up with some many different ideas to use this set. So here are the cards that I made with this stamp and die set. Now all the details on all these cards will be on my blog, and there's links in the description box. So the first thing I did was cut a frame out of the front of a card with the die set, and then you see the beautiful butterfly inside and on the outside as well. We carry them in our hearts is one of the sentiments in that set. The second card I made, I layered the beautiful butterfly on a white one, so I cut it out of a pattern paper and white, and I offset a little bit and layered it, and then I created a layered vellum and green designer paper frame. On the inside of this one it says, "There are no words to make this better, just know that I am here for you." So again, beautiful sentiments in that stamp set. The third card that I did, I inlaid the butterfly into the background. So this is inlaid in there, and I also did some paper piecing on the butterfly with different pattern papers. So each one of these colors is a different pattern paper for that one. And then I created a stencil with the die, and I brushed on the yellow ink over the stamped butterfly. So I created a stencil with it and stamped the butterfly in and layered and brushed on some yellow color, and then the background was created with another heart stencil from a Colorful Life Designs. So I wanted to point out that many of these cards you're going to see are in the color choices of yellow and red. I'll be honest, I would not normally combine those two colors, but I found out that they are the colors for COVID-19 awareness. You know, you can buy those ribbon pins and other things, and the COVID-19 colors, from what I could find online, are yellow and red, so I'm using that in many of the cards that I am sharing today. So I took a card class at Online Card Classes, and one of the techniques that they taught there was letter substitution. Now it never occurred to me to substitute an animal, an image, a butterfly for a letter in a word, but it does work. I replaced the O with that beautiful butterfly, and you can tell that that word is supposed to be hope. I think our brain just fills it in and knows that. And so it's HOPE, Hope. And then I've used some free digitals, which there's links in my blog post. There's a digital stamp set that I am using that says, hope cannot be canceled, kindness cannot be canceled, love cannot be canceled. And then on the inside I used another free digital. This one's from Catherine Pooler. We're all in this together. So many of the cards, of course, are focusing on the struggles that we're going through in these days. I did another slim line in the yellow and red colors for COVID-19 awareness, and I did letter substitution again. This one says wishing you peace. So the butterfly is the O in you. And I'm going to be creating a version of this card in the card that I demo and make with you in this video. It combines several of my favorite techniques. I like doing the eclipse technique, which of course is die cutting the letters out of the background, popping them up, putting them back in the die cut hole, spaces, and the pattern continues from the background through the letters. That's one of my favorite techniques. And then I also love to paper piece. I am not big on coloring with any of the coloring mediums, but I love to paper piece, and I'm going to show you how I did that on that butterfly. We're going to start with the gorgeous butterfly from Pinkfresh Studios. When I paper piece, this is something I learned years and years ago. I first stamp it, depending on the stamp of course, but I stamped it in white and cut it out with the die cut. So the antenna and things like that are stamped on the white, but we're going to color in the butterfly with the papers. And I chose to do the yellow and the reds, and I'm making the yellow the plain, and then the red, it has a pattern to it. So I started with the body and that part of it. And then what I learned to do is to cover the back of, I cut it out roughly with scissors, and then I cover the back with two-sided tape. And then when it's attached, it's definitely going to stick. And then I'm going to cut out just to the outside of the black line, and it's really helpful when it's a stamp like this that has a good thick outline to it. I'm using my favorite Mini Kai detail scissors to do that. And then I'm going to, it's already sticking on the back, so it's going to stick very easily. Just put this in that space, and then repeat on the bottom pattern piece. I could never color it and make it as pretty as what these papers do, especially because I'm no good at coloring, but also you get, you know, the colored pattern design as well, so I like to do it this way. And it's hard to talk and concentrate on cutting somewhat carefully here. We'll take this piece we should start down here to attach it. There. So we have a yellow and red butterfly, much prettier than if I tried to color it. I created a slim line card with Pinkfresh Studios stitched slim rectangle die that's designed for slimline cards. You can see the stitching along there. I just think that adds so much more interest. I know I could just cut a long rectangle, but I do like the slimline dies. This Wishing You is from a part of a Tailored Expressions sentiment strip. And as I explained before, one of my other favorite techniques to do is the eclipse technique with letters cut out of background. So I had set the butterfly there before and figured out where I wanted my P and my E and my C, and then the butterfly is of course going to be the A. One tip that I learned from somebody online, I'm not sure, when you're using the die cut letters on top of some fun foam, if you leave the fun foam in the piece that you cut out and don't pull on it before adding this this letter, it won't stretch or get a little deformed when you go to put it in its place. So I thought that was a really good tip. So I'm just going to take some of my favorite glue here, which and this is fun foam that has sticky paper on the back, and I'm just going to line this E up and press down until it's set. And if it's because it's liquid glue, you can move it just a little bit to get that lined up. And on the other card that I made, I did have some some of the white did show because it wasn't, so I thought that was a really good tip to keep it together until you're ready to put it on the card. And on that one, I need to have a little bit of that pattern paper back here. So I saved this piece. Excuse me. Put it in there. And then the E. And then we're going to carefully remove this one. And remove the I can see that this is not staying real well. But let's get it in its spot and fix that. I probably didn't let it set up long enough. We'll let it set up now there. And then I'm going to attach the butterfly with a couple of glue dots by the body part. And then I'm going to use some pop dots to raise the wings up so that they stay up when the card is mailed. Whoop. I think I'm going to cut one in half and use that on these ends here so that they also stick up. Sometimes removing all those covers is the hardest part of making the card. So we're going to set this in the center and push down on the body so that stays down, and then the pop dots keep the rest of it up. I love butterflies and had great fun making all these cards with the Pinkfresh Studios set, and I hope they've inspired you to stretch your card making supplies. Thanks for watching, sharing, and subscribing, and thanks too for helping me share the joy of creativity.